Overnight, global markets and diplomacy were again shaped by security shocks, war uncertainty, and accelerating technological competition. In the United States, President Donald Trump was evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after suspected gunshots. Authorities say a suspect is in custody, with multiple outlets reporting investigators believe the individual was likely targeting Trump and other U.S. officials. Reporting also notes this is the third apparent assassination attempt on Trump in less than 2 years, reinforcing concerns about political violence and event security in an election cycle environment. Separately, Trump canceled a planned trip by U.S. envoys to Pakistan that had been linked to discussions around the Iran war, citing travel and cost, leaving that diplomatic channel stalled. On the global conflict front, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the army to vigorously attack Hezbollah in Lebanon after deadly strikes, despite a ceasefire extension. In West Africa, armed groups have launched coordinated attacks across Mali in what's being described as the largest jihadist assault in years, highlighting renewed instability risks in the Sahel. In Syria, the first public trial of an Assad-era official has begun in Damascus, a notable step in post-regime accountability efforts. Meanwhile, Iran is shifting economic policy toward essentials amid war uncertainty, including moves affecting currency settings for basic goods and drawing on sovereign funds, underscoring the economic strain that conflict expectations can impose. On the global economy and technological revolution, China's property downturn is prompting unusual local government incentives. ABC reports some cities are offering subsidies to groups including marathon runners and AI experts to help absorb unwanted housing stock. It's a sign of how persistent the real estate drag remains and how authorities are experimenting to stabilize demand. In parallel, the strategic tech race is intensifying. The Guardian reports the US and China are ramping up preparations for crewed lunar landings and potential lunar bases, with competition extending beyond prestige to resources and technology testing for future Mars missions. Artificial intelligence also features in the information environment. The Guardian highlights growing concern among clinicians about DIY diagnosis driven by social media and AI chatbot outputs, alongside warnings that academic publishing is being pressured by AI-generated fake papers, raising the stakes for verification and evidence standards. Turning to Australia, defense and industrial policy are in focus. ABC reports U.S. allies are increasingly looking to Japan for defense supplies as the Iran war drags on, and notes Australia's multi-billion-dollar warship deal with Japan could become a template for expanded Japanese defense exports across Asia. That has implications for Australian capability timelines, supply chains, and how Canberra balances interoperability with sovereign industry goals. In federal politics, The Conversation reports Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor has defended preferencing one nation ahead of an independent candidate in the Farah by-election, describing it as the least worst option. It's a reminder that preference strategies remain a live political story, particularly where minor parties can influence outcomes. On the local and human interest front, SBS reports Palestinians have voted in local elections, including some seats in Gaza, described as the first chance for some to vote in 2 decades, though turnout in Gaza was low amid the war's impact. And in sport, SMH reports a Kenyan runner has broken the men's marathon world record in London, becoming the first to go under 2 hours. That's the latest on the key material developments across security, the global economy, AI and technology competition, and Australian policy and politics.